Hey everybody, I'm home. Praise the Lord. We actually got home early, and that's unusual. We usually don't get home till after dark, but I just told them I'm going AMA, so you can get up here and release me, or I'll go without you. And so the next thing I know, there they are. Um, I don't know if it's true or not. I have no way to prove it, but I do believe it that a lot of times you're kept past 12 p.m. because they can charge your insurance company for another day of a room. If the lighting's funny in here, it's because of the lamp. And also, I'm trying to hide all my flaws, which there are so many, I can't even count them all anymore. I'm trying, but there's too many to count. But I do like my new hat. I just got it today, and I thought it was kind of cute because it's floppy and kind of looks like I ought to be weeding my garden or something, which I don't have one. I have a rock garden, but I don't. That's not the same as having a garden. But rocks is it's the only thing I don't kill. So anyway, I have been blessed. I won't go into it tonight. I'm not feeling well. I'm very tired. If you think, a lot of people say I don't have a job. Kiss it. I have a job. My job is staying alive, and it's very tiring. And there are times that I just think I'm not going to make this. How many more times am I going to have to go down before I come back up, or before they can't get me back up? But they did get me back up. They got me up right away. And that's due to just, again, them knowing what to do. I get tired. I know y'all get tired of me saying that. And I apologize. But I really do. I adore this hospital. And I hope that's where I die. Well, I hope I die at home. But if I don't die at home, I'd rather be at that hospital. Morbid, huh? Okay, well, let's go past that. Because I'm not dying. I'm not dying. I am not going anywhere. I have a big surprise coming tomorrow. I'm so excited about it. I can't stand to even think about it. But anyway, you'll see tomorrow what my surprise is. And so I'm just excited about life right now. And I'm excited about my doctors being so good. And excited about the fact that I took control of a situation that was almost out of control and really almost uncontrollable, and made it happen, made things change, made a change. I didn't just, when I got there, I found out the doctor that I fired for being, what was the word I used? Unethical. Yeah, that word. I found out he had done something else unethical to me. And so anyway, once I found that out, I was done with it. And I do apologize. I know sometimes I swallow hard. Well, that's because the night that I had my brain aneurysm burst, they had to put a trach tube in, and they pulled it out too soon. I guess they thought I was doing better than I was, and I pulled it out too soon, or they pulled it out too soon, and then they had to re-enter, and that's just not a good scenario sometimes. It certainly didn't work out for me. So sometimes I swallow really hard, and I have to stop and let that happen because of the fact that, I just, like everything else, it just changed. It's no big deal. It's not going to kill me. It just changed. And so if you see me do that, try to understand that I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything like that. It's just sometimes I just have to stop and allow myself to swallow. I've already had my throat stretched twice. Now we're going for the third. So I'm not sure that does anybody any good. My mother used to get her throat stretched My father-in-law used to get his throat stretched, and it never did any good. I mean, it would till it didn't. And so I don't know that I'm going to keep this up. It does seem to become a thing that has to be done a lot. I'm not questioning their decisions. So I want that made very clear on here. I am not questioning any decision my mom made. I certainly do not question any decision my father-in-law Gene made. Um, he had every reason to want to live this life as long as he could, and I don't blame him. He created a wonderful family and wonderful grandchildren, great grandchildren for himself, and had a wonderful wife until she passed. And so I had a beautiful home, and I just really think that, he was just one of those guys that he didn't have it all. He just made all of what he had. There I go again. Sorry. But now you know. That's my dirty little secret. But anyway, I am home, and I am blessed to be at home. I am blessed that they pulled me out as fast as they pulled me out, because we were afraid I was going back out of remission again, and I did not. And that was by the grace of God, because I didn't have a working phone. I had no one to say, hey, can you pray for me? Because, I'm acting up again. I had no way to do that. I think Lee called Brother Jim and talked to him and asked him to pray. But other than that, there was nothing I could do about it. So, it was just quick thinking on the nurse's part, on the doctor's part, and all that. And, but yesterday I had a real blessing, and I was so glad that I got to get a stand for my phone so that I can just attach the phone to it and then do the video. But I want to talk about a blessing I had this week, yesterday, actually, that I had no idea was a blessing. I thought it was a curse. And that goes to show you how much we know compared to what God knows. We know nothing of what he's doing in our lives and behind the scenes. Don't get discouraged. Even when things seem to be going crazy, even when things seem to be, not working out quite like you thought, just understand that things are working out exactly as they should. They may not be working out the way you thought they should, but they're working out exactly as they are supposed to be doing. And that's by God's grace, and if you trust him. I have to add that. I'm just not going to sit here and say, oh, God doeth all things well for everybody, anybody, no matter how you behave or what you do. I'm just not going to say that, because that's a lie. The Bible didn't teach that. But if you're relying on him for every single next breath you take, then every single next breath you take, even though it may seem awkward or strange or where in the heck did this come from, just understand that God does do all things well. And this was spectacular. This was a blessing I never saw coming in months and months. And I'm just so excited about the blessing. And it makes me think of the song, The Blessing. And if you hadn't heard that, look it up. Just type in The Blessing and it will come up. But there's always blessings behind every situation that seems like it's going wrong. But it's just not. It's just not going wrong. It's going exactly how it's supposed to. And it's going the way that God wanted us to trust him to do it. And boy, did he show out last night for me. I was in the restroom, and Lee was probably watching TV. I don't know. But I heard him say, yeah, she's here, and then that's it, nothing else. Like, okay, you could have said, she's in the restroom, she'll be out in just a minute, and then come get me and tell me so and so is here. But men, okay? Just men, exclamation mark, and let it go at that. Don't try to figure it out, because you can't. And I walked out of the restroom, you know, fully clad, and made sure I was decent, because I didn't have a clue who was there, and I am so glad I did. I think we'd all stood to be embarrassed, but anyway, it was just tremendous, and God is good. I don't know what else to say to that. I don't need to add to that. Just know that I see in so many posts where people are trying to make things right with others, please others, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, and it doesn't work. They refuse to see it for what it is because they feel this need to hate. Well, if you have a need to hate, if you know somebody that just has this need to carry a grudge for the rest of their damn life, let them carry it. It is their weight, their burden, their headache, their stomach ache. It is their colon issues, and I'm not trying to be funny there. I'm being dead serious. It is their issues. Don't put that on yourself. Do the best you can to work it out. And if you did something, do your best to apologize and walk off and leave it and let it go. And it may never work out. And it might. It might work out better than you could have ever dreamt. It might work out better than you could have ever worked it out yourself. Had you tried so hard yourself to work it out, you probably couldn't have done it like Jesus does it. So have faith in that and feel uplifted by that, please, because we do all have those moments where it's like you want to throw your hands up in the air. I can't do anything else with this person. They are absolutely incorrigible, unforgiving, radical, sometimes stupid, drunk with their own stupidity and ignorance. Let them be. Let them be. They're not for you. They're not for your circle. And I hate to use Medea and bring her up in a situation like this, but Medea does this thing about the tree. Remember that. I know you've all heard it about the tree. There's some folks meant to be limbs, and there's some folks meant to be leaves, and some folks meant to be trunks, and then there are the roots. Well, figure out who everybody is in your life. Everybody who's important. Not every person you come across. We don't have time for that. But just figure out who are the most important people in my life, or who were the most important people in my life, and then you do your best to make that situation right. If they simply choose not to, they weren't meant for you. They're not meant to be in your life. And there's a reason for that. And let it go. As Medea said, let folks go. Have a good night.